Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Our first guest on today's podcast is a gentleman that needs really no introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. It's Dave Price with the Oregon Coast Community College. He's got quite a history in Lincoln County, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But we have him right now on a Zoom call, and Dave, the community college, has really come forward with technology.
Yeah, it really is wonderful. We're on the fiber network that serves, the library in Lincoln City, City Hall, the hospital and schools. And so, and now, of course, if you want to pay for it as a resident in Lincoln City, you can get fiber to your house. And so that's been fun to harness at the college. And also, of course, the Economic Development Alliance and the Silet's Charitable Contribution Fund have over the years helped us outfit our digital studios so that any small business in the county that needs to, for example, do an interview with a TV reporter from another community can come in and use our studio and do it with mics like you're using right now, really good sounding microphones. I'm not on one this instant, and also world-class video and audio equipment. And it is nice to be able to offer that, and it's fun to see how people use it.
What we wanted Dave to come on and talk a little bit about is you are actively involved in Community Days 2024 in North Lincoln County. Community Days stretches back a long time, David.
Yeah, we moved here in 96, and I remember attending, I think my first banquet was the following year, so spring of 97, and Brian Fitzsimmons was the MC, and he was hilarious, and he would tell jokes about, award winners, and he would have a great time. And I think it inspired me later. Your producer and I emceed a few of those, inspired by Brian Fitzsimmons. Paul and I had a good time doing that. I'm not sure we were ever better than Brian was, but certainly Patrick Alexander was better than me when he became the MC extraordinaire for the number of years he did it. And that's just one piece of Community Days, of course. Sure. I don't mean to make Community Days sound like the banquet, but it's my first introduction to the week-long celebration.
And a week-long celebration kicks off Friday with Northwest Natural Bonfire.
I have pictures of you, Roger, at a recent bonfire, sitting there putting a hot dog on, and I know you like this event, and so do I. I went one year, and Sandy Gruber and I played Frisbee for an hour and a half. On the beach. And I thought, when was the last time I played Frisbee for an hour with a friend that I just encountered at a bonfire? It's a marvelous event. Mm-hmm. It reminds us where we live, why we live here. So come on down, celebrate Community Days. And the great thing about this bonfire is Cindy Fosfit and Bob provide hot dogs, and they'll get a fire raging for us. And it's right near Moe's on the Taft Beach. And then you get to talk to people about, hey, what are you going to do for Community Days? Tell me about this event you're going to. What is the secrets of salsa? And it's a great way to just get prepped for the whole week while you celebrate a wonderful evening on the beach.
And speaking of being on the beach, the next day we're going to play golf. Mudflat Golf Classic. We're
going to play Mudflat Golf. This is the only course that if you don't finish, it all becomes a water hazard by the end of the day. As the tide comes in, we're talking about playing 9 holes of golf into hula hoops instead of holes. You're given an iron. You don't have to risk your own clubs, and it's all to benefit Taft Sports. And Taft girls and boys golf people will be there to help us set up the course and to manage the event. And you park in the back lot at the Pelican, and you will have a ball. It is something that is the most Instagrammable sport that ever was.
You mentioned Paul, and I'm going to bring it into the Cascade Head Biosphere Reserve, having a scavenger hunt Saturday as well at the Regatta Grounds.
In one of the most beautiful places in Lincoln City, the Regatta Grounds Park. That's going to be a great event. I believe it's the first time that the Cascade Head Biosphere Reserve has presented this event.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the mayor is going to be one of the judges, so erstwhile Mayor Susan Walkie will be involved in that as well. Also on Saturday, you talked about the banquet. In the banquet, recognizes contributions of people for a number of years.
Yeah, I got to send someone today, Roger, a spreadsheet with all of the nominations that came in, and it was really cool.
Really?
Yeah. Lori Arstatoris at the chamber asked, like, did we get any nominations? And I'm like, oh, you bet we did. And now she's being kind enough to put together certificates for all of our nominees. So by the time you hear this, nominees, you've probably already gotten an email inviting you to the party. And I want to hesitate. I always call this thing a banquet out of habit. This is not a banquet this year. This is not. You leave your blazer at home, Roger. I want you coming in your
no
in
tuxedo,
your cargo shorts and your t-shirts, because this is going to be a casual event. It's going to have barbecued hot dogs at the cultural center. It is going to be. You could come with a family of 4 and feed everybody for $20. It's going to be absolutely affordable and fun. We are going to honor our honorees, which this year are Volunteer of the Year, Leader of the Year, Innovator of the Year, Rising Star of the Year, and that is someone who is 18 years or younger. And those were some fun nominations to read. And then the Unsung Hero of the Year. And so Lincoln City is full of those, as you can imagine.
Yep.
You know very well. You have been sung and unsung, Roger, over the years. And so I'm really looking forward to it. I hope people show up. Since the pandemic, you got to admit that it's been tough to bring community days back. And I'm not sure this is the year we're really going to nail it, but we're certainly trying.
Something different.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, we have a new event. Andy Morgan has come up with a wonderful notion and idea to talk to and let some of the pioneers, if you will, visit with us about their life in Lincoln City.
Amen. I mean, honestly, if you're Roger Sprague listening to this, or Linda, or you're Margaret Kerr listening to the Double R podcast on Thursday, make a note in your calendar to come on down to the college at 5:30 on Tuesday night next week. I'm going to be in the middle of a bond presentation, because that's my job this year. Is I've got to go talk to people about the ballot measure that the college is doing.
True.
So I've been planning community days for months with all of these volunteers, and now I get to miss most of it. But that is what it is with May elections. But I really wish I could attend this session. So I hope people will go and tell me all about it and talk a little bit about the Lincoln City of yesterday, and not in a way. What's cool about the way Andy approaches this is all Andy Morgan's idea, credit where credit is due. But he's talking about how wonderful some of the changes are that he's seeing, and yet wanting to harness that and celebrate that, but also remember where we came from.
Dave, we're going to take a short break, and we'll return with you for chapter number 2, if you will, of Community Days 2024. We'll do that right after this.
The best compliment we hear is the food was great and the service was fun. Adina Zeller here. I am proud of our family traditions in serving food, family style, and doing it with a smile. Enjoy dining out at Zeller's, Lincoln City, and Rose Lodge.
The concert you've been waiting for. Jeanne Blossoms.
Anywhere you go, I'll follow you.
Jeanne Blossoms. Live in concert. Saturday, April 27th at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. For more, visit JeanneBlossoms.net. A night filled with back-to-back hits. Jeanne Blossoms. Saturday, April 27th at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Reserved seats on sale now at ChinookWinds.com. By phone at 1-888-MAIN ACT or at the Chinook Winds box office. Jeanne Blossoms. Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Add to your personal library today with a book from Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City. I'm Diana Portwood, and books provide a world of discovery. From science to science fiction, read what you've been missing.
Our guest on the podcast today is Dave Price from Oregon Coast Community College, but Dave has been actively involved in putting together Community Days 2024 for North Lincoln County. Been talking about all of the events, and Secrets of Salsa Wednesday night, April 17th is what, David?
This is Vicki Menendez at Oceana Family Literacy, bringing back a a tradition that really became a favorite, I think, before the pandemic, of our Community Days week. It's a great way to get out and socialize. I remember last year they partnered with Connection Phoenix, which I don't think is happening this year, but last year I was struck by the fact that downstairs in the St. Peter the Fisherman Lutheran Church, it's a huge area. You had hundreds of people, and I didn't do the math, but I would imagine that if you were to ask, like, what's your native language that you grew up speaking, I bet it would be about half English, half Spanish in that room.
Absolutely.
It was wonderful in a way that we were connecting and sharing stories. And I just thought that was one of my favorite evenings in recent memory in Lincoln City.
And I can honestly say it's about time.
Yeah, exactly. And I was blown away. And so I'm excited. But basically, here's the deal. Secrets of Salsa, you show up, you taste some free salsa, you identify the salsas you really like, buy some of those, take them home. But the chips and the tastes are free. And you're encouraged to support the event by learning more about Oceana Family Literacy and the services they provide, and as well as just meeting some of your neighbors.
And there probably is going to be some song and dance that's going to go along with that as well.
I hope so. I don't really know what their plans are now that it's a smaller group of volunteers behind it, but I'll let Vicky speak to that. I'm not sure.
We've got a Ducky Derby, a food drive, all coming up the next day on Thursday, the 18th.
Yeah. It's funny. I squeezed Jeanne a little bit to get a nice hour for the college. I wanted a midday hour that I didn't have to get up so early. Turns out I'm going to be speaking to the Newport Rotary at noon, the hour that we got, about our bond measure. So I'm going to let Waverly and Talena take that shift. And instead, I'm going to be there with the Kiwanians at 7 a.m. But the food drive is a wonderful thing. It happens at the Cultural Center. We're going to take advantage of their wonderful sign and the fact that we're sort of between multiple grocery stores in that one little area. And we hope that people will show up. Roger, nobody knows this event better than you. You've put in more hours at this event than anyone in the planet, and we applaud that. And this is just raising cash. You don't have to go shopping before you come to us.
Nope, money works.
Hand me a 20 and I'm happy as a clam. And we're going to give that to the Lincoln City Food Pantry, which is literally across the street. We can walk it over to them. And so that'll be helpful. And of course, the Ducky Derby that day is funding Taft Boosters, and they're doing such a great job of selling ducks. I want to thank the Parks and Rec for heading that up. And if you want, you can watch the ducks go down the water slide and into the pool where one of them is randomly selected, and that's our winner. And it's a great event. It's going to be a big day. I love that Thursday.
On Friday, and we'll have Jeanne Sprague talk a little bit more about this, the Lincoln City Parks and Rec Coastal Dreams activity at Chinook Winds Casino Resort as we begin raising money for that marvelous park that's going to be on southeast 51st Street.
Yep, absolutely. Having been just there with you and the Kiwanians for the Easter egg hunt, you just can't help but look around and imagine what the place is going to look like in 2 or 3 years. So yeah, couldn't be more excited about that. Happy for Jeanne. And not only that, but today I spent the morning with David Jamison during a workshop he was at the college. And David is the chair of the Friends of Lincoln City Parks and Rec. And so he was there learning how to use some new graphic design tools to help them get the word out. And so come meet the amazing volunteers like David and Joan Prinz and everybody else who are behind the effort to make sure that we get the park we need.
Get it going. I skipped over an event at the Driftwood Public Library. We got a carnival on Thursday from noon until 4 as well.
The Dia de los Niños, the Day of the Children. Just got a flyer about that yesterday. I'll be sharing that to the Facebook page today from Maria at Connection Phoenix. What a wonderful celebration. There's going to be all variety of things. There's going to be sack races. There's going to be snacks and treats. There's going to be stories and reading. Really get to the library. If you have small kids, it's another opportunity to really, make sure that we are getting the most out of the culture that is Lincoln City.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, an event in Lincoln City that was started by my former compatriot, Mr. Joe Delaval, the Great Oregon Coast Garage Sale. And he started the event because he liked garage sales.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great event. Watch for the schedule, I believe, is in the Oregon Coast today
Right.
this week. And where there's also the first ever Community Days schedule as well being published. So pick one up.
That'll be in there.
You're hearing some of this, you don't know what day we're talking about. We're going to have a brand new way of trying to promote this event.
We're just about out of time again. I just want to briefly hit on Saturday the 20th. We got the Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast at Moe's, 7 to 10. Solve Beach Cleanup, 10 to noon. Westwind Earth Day Celebration Open House out at Camp Westwind. And Family Promise Benefit Fashion Show at Beach Club all on the 20th. That's a huge slate of events.
It's crazy. And if you think it's going to make you exhausted and you're going to sleep in all day Sunday, no, you're not, because you're going to surf in Earth on Sunday.
That's
and
right.
You're going to celebrate Earth Day. You're going to have a surf swap, and you're going to see all the fun things that are happening at the Cultural Center. So get some rest now, because you're going to need it. Next week is going to be a real hoot, and it all kicks off Friday at Taft, and hope to see everybody at the bonfire.
Dave Price, Oregon Coast Community College. Thank you, sir. We'll have you back, and we'll talk about a bond measure, or not. Is it a bond measure? Is that the correct terminology?
It's a ballot measure to present a bond to the voters to build a new building of trades education.
Yeah, and Dave probably can't come out and directly say, vote for this. I can come directly out and say, vote for this ballot measure, because it is all about jobs in Lincoln County. We'll be back in just a moment.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service. If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, the service was friendly and efficient. Another writes, La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food.
As we continue our discussions about Community Days, and Community Days in Lincoln City is a marvelous, important event. With us now is Jeanne Sprague from Lincoln City Parks and Rec, and you are mightily involved in Community Days as well.
Yes, Community Days is so extremely important to me and to Lincoln City Parks and Recreation. We have been and we always will be a part of the Community Day celebration.
One of the big events that you're going to be really in the middle of is a silent auction and social hour up at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. For what?
For our brand new park. It's a 6.71 acre park in the south of town, located where the former Taft Elementary School once stood.
I wish you would say that with a little gusto.
No gusto. We are so excited. It's going to be fantastic.
It really is. We just had the Kiwanis Easter egg hunt down there again, and it's just a marvelous setting.
Yeah, it's a fantastic setting. I love how the community's already stepping up. Zantetto Law Office already adopted it as a park, and it's not even a park yet. I mean, that's fantastic. And Kiwanis did their Easter egg hunt there. We still do our soccer leagues there. We're just anticipating that park opening up, and we can't wait.
Now, this event that's going to be up at Chinook Winds, talk a little bit about that. Well, what's that all about?
Well, first of all, thanks to Chinook Winds Casino. They sponsored, giving us free room, a great deal on having the event there. So huge thanks to them for sponsoring our event. And this is a kickoff to the public fundraising campaign that we're doing for the park. There's going to be a lot of fun activities there. We're going to have free raffles, free prizes for all guests that show up. There's also a silent auction, and we've received many, many items from the local community and other communities in the state of Oregon that people can bid on. All the proceeds go to construction of the new park.
Do you have a goal, Jeannie, that you'd like to attain from this event?
You know, we talk about it seriously every day with our staff. We just talked about it a few minutes ago. Our goal is just to get people to come out and hear about the sponsorship opportunities in our park and to hear about the construction that we're going to be laying out in our park. So we do not have a monetary goal for the silent auction, but our goal is to build this $11 million park. So from 0 to 11 million, anywhere in between there, that's our goal. We just want people aware.
0 to $11 million. Pretty soon we're talking about some money.
We are talking about some money. So if there's ever a large donor that would like to fund the entire park, we're available to talk.
Now, the city council is still looking for a name, correct?
Well, the city council meeting just last night, they came to an agreement on a name, and they still have to go to a final process, but they did come to consensus on a name.
Oh, and can we discuss that?
Yes. Again, there still has to be final agreement on it, but the name that they agreed to as of last night, and it was the number one recommendation from the Lincoln City Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, was Schooner Creek Discovery Park.
Schooner Creek Discovery Park says it all. It really does.
It does say it all. It talks about the environment, the ecology, the past history, and the delight and wonder of what you can discover at that park, which is a lot, let me tell you.
So, again, the event for up at Chinook Winds is Friday, April 19th, 5:30, and it should be pretty fun.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. We know a lot of people are showing up. Senator Anderson will be there to say a few words. Mayor Walkie and City Council will be saying a few words. Lots of our community members. It's free. It is 18 and over only because it is at the casino, but we will have free appetizers. Again, prizes. I'm going to give a very short presentation on the park and a little video. We're going to introduce our new mascots. There's lots of surprises that are going to happen. And it's a short and sweet event. It's only from 5:30 to 7:30, so you can come and go as you want.
Now, let's talk about the other events that Parks and Rec is involved in for Community Days.
Yes, and again, we're so thankful to the Community Days Committee for including us. We believe, obviously, that Parks and Recreation is a necessary part of any community, and they feel the same. So we are pleased to offer what we can to the public. The other events we're doing besides this new park fundraising party is a food drive. We've helped organize that, and that's going to be on Thursday, April 18th at the Lincoln City Cultural Center from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m., and we have a different nonprofit or agency every hour asking for funds or food donations to go to the Lincoln City Food Pantry. We also have the Ducky Derby that day that we host here at the Community Center pool, and all proceeds for that go to Taft Boosters. You still have time to buy a $5 duck for the Ducky Derby with lots of prizes to be won. We also have Arbor Day that day on the 18th. It's a busy day on the 18th. From 11:30 to 12:30 here, another Community Days program. And it's open to the public, and you're going to come here and you can adopt a tree, do a tree snack, and a tree activity. Lincoln City loves trees. And then the other event, we're fortunate enough to have Cascade Head Biosphere Collaborative reach out to us to do their scavenger hunt at Regatta Park. And we're really looking forward to that. That is this Saturday, April 13th at 2 p.m.
And last but not least, something near and dear to my heart, we're going to have a special dedication upcoming on Flag Day, and tell us about that.
Yeah, well, Roger Robertson, that was all you and American Legion, so huge thanks for that. The American Legion was able to fund a lighted flagpole at our Ed Johann Veterans Plaza, and we've decided we're going to do the dedication on it, again with Ed Johann's family in attendance, on Flag Day, June 14th.
Do we have a time on that yet, Jeannie?
Not a time yet, but we'll get that information out soon.
All right. With Jeannie Sprague. And again, it is Community Days, Community Week. Don't miss an opportunity to be involved because we want you.
We definitely want you. Can I give one more really neat thing that's happening with the Flag Day and the dedication of the flagpole at the Ed Johann Plaza? Is Roger Robertson was able to secure an American flag that flew over the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. to be flown at our Ed Johann Veterans Plaza. So that's a huge honor, and thank you, Roger.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
Hello, this is Paul Robertson with Robertson Environmental, and as a proud Taft High graduate and Oregon Coast Community College Shark, I'm encouraging all listeners of the Double R Show to vote yes on the upcoming college bond measure. Join me in supporting vocational training at our local community college. Again, vote yes for Oregon Coast Community College.
Well, we certainly hope everybody will become involved with Community Days. There's so many different activities all week long, and our thanks to Dave Price and for being able to get on with us and talk about all of these events. Wonderful, wonderful activities throughout the community.
Yeah, just a ton of events, and thanks to him and all the folks that have been organizing these events.
And like Jeanne Sprague would be a prime example.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just good stuff. And if you don't know what all is going on, grab one of the posters, go up to the Chamber of Commerce office. There's posters up there, and it'll give you a brief highlight of each and every one of the activities. So it is Community Days. There will be a special piece in the Oregon Coast today as well, which will highlight activities for Community Days. Friends of the Lincoln City Parks and Rec has formed that organization and talked to David Jamieson for more information about how you can become involved in helping raise money for that beautiful park that's going to be on Southeast 51st Street, the old Taft Elementary Grade School. Meals on Wheels is looking for assistance. They need help. They need people to deliver meals. And if you can participate in that, call Kerry Johnson at 994-7731. Something else I'm excited about is coming up on May 25. We're going to have the Watchtower, the World War II Watchtower dedication ceremony. It's going to be taking place at the historic Taft Cemetery. This will be at 1 o'clock, May 25, and we encourage all veterans in particular to participate in that event. And we want to have a drawing this week. We're going to hold off the prizes for a week simply because we want more names of people that A, are listening and how they're listening. That's one. And B, thanks to everybody that is submitting names for program segments.
Right, yeah. And so we'll have a drawing upcoming podcast here. And I just wanted to throw out there that I went down to Chinook Wind Seafood Grill the other day and had their boil, one of their boils.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have not had
high
that.
High praise. Yeah,
Really?
You can pick like shrimp or clams, and you pick like 3 or 4 things, and they boil it up with potatoes and corn, and it is high praise again. Really good.
I like the salmon. I've got a tough time getting past not having the salmon dinner at Chinook Wood Seafood Grill, any of the places that have got seafood, because they don't overcook it. It's very good. It's very, very good. So that will do it to the doings on a Double R Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, so you, your family, and friends around the world and across the street can join us on the Double R Show. For Paul and for Jenna, I'm Double R. Have a happy day and be part of Community Days.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grahn.